that's so our third free drawing practice today. What I'm going to show you guys is, let's start with our previous practice on line drawing, and then we are going to add something quite fun to play with it. So we add the line drawing, we draw the figure, we practice on the figure, and then we add colors, and then we also start to add some images, random images I picked up. And if you're developing a collection, you can use any of the images as inspired from your mood board, or from the trend, the fabrication that you're interested. But let's just start with a bit of a playing. So I'm gonna start with the figure drawing first. So with the figure drawing practice we're doing today, I'm going to start with the 0.8. Let's just do something a bit fun. So Kensington is really want to participate. Okay, I'm gonna put this here just to keep her company. Lots of color, yellow, so she's very excited. Okay, there you go. So we have lovely Nelson, another picture here. Let's start to draw the line. When I'm drawing today with the outline, I'm gonna make it slightly abstract, a bit more artistic. If you want to sort of challenge a possibility, okay, do you want something? So when you see I'm doing a line drawing, I have this habit of simply just trying not to make my pen leave the paper, because it's always like a fun challenge for me. And every time it gets you get more confidence when you're drawing a line, and also it's much more fun. Hold on, darling, you are right in front of the camera. Okay. So pardon me, that's Lady Kensington, everyone. Then we add our little pink tie here, but I'm going to add a few more details on. So you can see from here, I distorted this silhouette a bit more, so it looks a little bit like the view is expanding a bit more, looking from the from my right, from my right toward the images. So let's start with the face here a little bit. So I know a lot of people when they're drawing their face, they can feel a bit more sort of conscious with the face. Ooh. Okay. But what I'm going to tell you is, don't get too concerned about drawing the perfect face, because right now we are doing the free drawing, so it's more about building confidence. Okay, so now when we got this part covered, we're going to play around with a bit of a color, just to draw the outline a bit. So I'm going to use the flat tip just to feel the color thing. What I want to suggest to you when you are playing around with the color, try not to do this. This looks like it's incomplete. Try to feel. Take a bit of time when you are drawing. When you're drawing the this end, or the other end, because with this felt end, if you do it like this, always looks slightly sort of incomplete. And I know we're doing a free drawing, so it's all right to have incomplete, but we don't want that incomplete looks like, oh, that's really, really like, maybe you can add a few more colors on, or you can, you know, just be more patient with a, you know, pen, with a marker a bit. I'm adding the first layer on. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to add the second layer. It's not another layer of pink. Lots of pink lately. Okay, so one other thing when I was discussing with my students, when it's coming to coloring, anything that's, you know, close to your face, to the skin, sometimes you get slightly not afraid. Afraid is not a nice word. Sometimes you feel insecure about, oh, maybe I should be more careful when it's coming to the skin tone. But what I want to suggest to you is try not to worry too much about the skin tone, because when you bring a lovely color and just branch it out. So it might not be the perfect skin tone that you're thinking about to have, but let's just not be afraid with, you know, let's just let the color goes out of the line. So we're not limiting everything in. And that's what the whole free drawing is about, because it's meant to make you, you know, feel really, really comfortable when you're doing a drawing, because, you know, drawing is meant to be fun, really. So we need to carry on doing that. So I'm making a bit of a shadow here. There's a shadow here. Light. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna change color over time just a bit. So the next layer, I'm going to add a slightly bit of green. Why? I don't know. Just to see what it will look like. And maybe I'll add a bit of blue. Let's have a bit of blue. Hey, it's very nice layering coming together. Very unexpectedly, but hey, quite nice. Okay, so now we have our basic silhouette covered. We have all our color playing around covered. Now I'm going to bring to the next one, which is I'm going to cut. So I've got few images. So if you print out, you can use any of the, like I said before, you can use any things that images is from magazines, from any of the printed out images they find inspired to you before, and then you can just, you know, start to play around with them. So thinking I quite like the wooden texture, and also with this color hue, and I like to add it on to maybe have this becoming a bit of the detail on the other side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just cut okay, then I think it has to be a little bit more fitting in here, and I also want people to see some of the detail that it's creating here. So try not to trace. When I say trace, try not to trace the silhouette you've drawn here. Just go slightly spontaneous in a way, because we're going to add another layers on. So okay, now I think it'll be quite nice to have this. So you're able to see the silhouette of the outfit, but you're able to still, you know, make it out. Okay, maybe this might be the color you're thinking about, texture you're thinking about that you would like to use for later on. So let's find bit of a oh, sorry, it's dry, so it is fine. The 3M tape. I'm just going to tape on the top layer for a bit, a wee bit. Okay, so I'm taping around here, so still able to see, you know, what's underneath and below. And also now I want to start to think about, okay, so this may not be the color that I wanted. Maybe this will be the color that I wanted. Then how can I start to think about what we call the design development in terms of in one drawing? And I think, okay, the top is starting to evolve. I can see possible sort of autumn, winter, really warm color going around, maybe on the jacket. Maybe I want to bring something quite similar to the trousers. So I start to look at the silhouette of the trousers here. But obviously with this, you know, image, it's not long enough. So I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to overlay these 2 layers. So I'm creating right now, if you can see this, I made a contrast, and it's big contrast here really, because you can see the layers I'm using right here. It's very, very different. Hi Kensington. It's very different from the colors I'm creating from here. So well, what should I do next though? What should I do to make it much more cohesive, or make it much more they are linked in a way? Let's try with the color. So I'm going to expand. It's not too bad. I'm going to expand a bit more actually, because what I like to see is possibility of how this perhaps can become a design detail that I may want to use later on. So let's see. Bit of a gray. Hello, darling. Okay, so now we have slightly messy, you know, but don't worry, you know, it's just part of the process. Let's see how we can develop this into simplified version of it. Okay, so let's move from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as my template. This is going to be my new free drawing figure template, and I'm going to move onto a simpler version of it, and then to see how I can take some of the detail here and then, you know, translate them or simplify them to here. So let's see. Got 2 of the 2 and 2. So I'm going to have the face right here. Hi Kensington. I'm just thinking about the possibility of playing. If I use a stripe here, some detail here, but start using them as part of the panel, so they are not print on the garment, but instead they're a scene. So I'm creating different colored panel for the part of as a part of a design, and I can also change the color on here. So now we've done this part, what I would like to move on is to add something onto here, because we still have images we're creating here, and I want to play around with a bit of collage on the images just to create a small panel for it, really. And also I would like to see what it may look like, so I'm just going to cut like small bits on the tape and just to see. So found the sleeve here. This is all part of design process, and it's not, we're not going to the sort of the whole avant-garde situation yet, because I'm not thinking about we are designing something that's avant-garde at this particular moment. I'm thinking more of the what if we can try out something, you know, slightly particular. I quite like the shadow here, so I'm going to use this bit because this can be part of the print actually. So I'm leaving sort of bits, and now because if you look from here to here, not here, because there's no other colors sort of distracted itself, then I can start to think about maybe I can start to have this color hue here. And also with some of the details from here, perhaps I can cut them into to be part of the details. And that's what I'm doing. Slightly bigger than I expected. I want a bit of a bit more grey on here, a bit to see what's going on, and also would like to see what if here get to create just a complete grey on top of here. And also I'm going to give a bit of a accessory, really, just to see, you know, if there's a shade of the face, you know. That's one thing about what the accessory design could be, you know, two color tone shade, pair of shades would be quite nice actually. So we're trying out something here for just, you know, experiment how the images can influence on this. So we're evolving from something really colorful to something, you know, with images influence only. But there's something quite fun because I still like to add color to it, and I don't want to lose the pink actually, because I just love to have the idea of having this pink in it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this, the felt, and it's really quite orange, you know, a bit rosy. I'm going to add the color way on the edge. Just see what the what this can bring out of also. So I bring out something quite nice in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add slight bits of purple actually, just to add a bit of a layers on. So it's oversized coat. So still the silhouette itself is still very, very, you know, it's edge lines, very, very straight. Not oversized in terms of, you know, the V silhouette. We're still going full edge line at the moment. So the different type, you know, you can have the A, you can have, you know, circular, you can have the round, you can have the very minimal line, but you know, it depends on what type of silhouette you like to create. Yeah. So this concludes our practice today. If you can use similar images to create a few more of these and multiply, you know, put them together, then we have a possible collection that we can start to work on. So this will be the first practice. Thank you. I'll see you in the next session.